Please start meditating. Dear sisters and brothers, pranams to you all. 30th April celebration, Pujya Babuji Maharaj's birth anniversary is coming closer. Just a reminder that sooner we register our participation in the Bandara, better it is for us. Lots of people have registered so far, and we might have to break this celebration into 2 batches. So, and that will depend on how far we register in next 2 weeks. And after that we will decide whether to have 2 batches or not. Personalities like Babuji Maharaj, they baffle us. Even now, we are trying to understand his magnanimity, his work on humanity and overall in the universe, slowly unfolding. We have to really dive deeper in understanding him. And this can happen when we take up this spiritual journey a bit seriously, with some level of authenticity towards it, and remaining restless until we arrive at a stage with which Babuji can say, yes, now we can fly together, we can swim together. Birthdays of this sort, we have seen time and over again and again that the entire atmosphere vibrates differently. We are taken to a different level of spiritual awareness. So let's begin to prepare ourselves right from this moment onward and await those celebrations and make the celebration even more sublime and loftier, and spread the message that he has been giving to us time and time over. Share those messages. So in essence, please register yourself, and even if you are not able to participate physically at this location, you will have a link, virtual link, so that you can participate from wherever you are. In either case, our preparation is the must. Thank you.
Pranam Daji. Good morning, dear brothers and sisters. We are very happy to announce amidst us, we have a very well-known educationist from India. We have Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe sir, the chairman of All India Council for Technical Education. Whenever a student or a child goes for admissions in any college, any school, the first question what every parent will ask the school authorities is whether your school or college is approved by government, whether it is approved by AICT, whether it is approved by UGC. So sir belongs to that fraternity. They are the regulating body for all the Indian colleges which comes under purview of engineering, architecture, management, hotel management, arts, commerce, science, everything comes under AICT, and Dr. Anil sir is the chairman of AICTE. We are very happy that sir has given his valuable time to be with us here, 2 days in Kanha, and he in fact had wonderful time here meditating, and we had some wonderful discussions with him that how meditation can be made compulsory part of education in India. So he has given wonderful insights. So before calling him on stage, I would like to introduce him in a small brief. Dr. Anil Sahasrabudhe sir has completed his engineering from BVB College of Technology, Hubli, with a bachelor's in mechanical engineering and was a gold medalist. Thereafter, he obtained a master's degree from Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, one of the most prestigious institutes in India. Prior to joining the College of Engineering, sir was a member of IIT Guwahati. He was also lecturer at NE IST Itanagar, and he has served as a director of COEP College, Pune in Maharashtra. He is also the chairman of Basic Science Research Committee of the UGC. He was also Board of Governance of NIT Arunachal Pradesh, and currently he is the chairman of AICTE. He has received many awards and accolades all over India for his exceptional work in the field of education. I'll be missing in introducing if I don't say that he was a person who got reform in the approval process for the colleges. He made the approval process totally paper-free. All the approvals for all the colleges came online after he becoming the chairman for All India Council for Technical Education, which actually relaxed many colleges all over India who were going through the tough process of approval every year for the extensions. So that is how we have Dr. Anil sir here, and definitely we want to listen from him, his experience in Kanha and how he entered into the journey of heartfulness. And I would request him to please come over here and speak few words, because all our abhyasis and people are watching all over India. We welcome you, sir.
Respected Daji, brothers and sisters who are there here in this marvelous location. I have been in this particular campus for the last 2 days, and I have been experiencing spiritualism every moment. The whole weather is full of spirituality. When you walk around, it is not just a clean campus, a green campus, but a spiritual campus where energy is emanating, which is being received by all of you and me jointly at this juncture. And the sessions, at least 2 of them, directly in close proximity with Daji, and other 2-3 sessions which I had experienced of meditation, they are very elevating. And I'm sure all of you must be experiencing the same thing all the time. But the journey itself started when Nivedita ji about a year ago called me and said that there is a Heartfulness Institute program, and some eminent people were already there on that panel to discuss, and Daji was also going to be there, and that I must be there on that program. It was an online program, because we are all aware for the last 2 years, because of the COVID crisis, we were not able to have physical meetings. So in an online mode, I had the first interaction, first glimpse of what Heartfulness Institute, Heartfulness Campus is all about, what Daji ji is doing, a great work for the humanity from the portals of what we say internet. But then onwards, Nivedita ji was after me that I must visit this particular campus here, Kanha campus. And the word itself is so beautiful. And I was tempted, but somehow for everything the time has to come. So it got delayed by a couple of months. there was a program which was being organized at some point. Again, something else happened. So finally, I was very lucky to be here for the last 2 days. And when Nivedita ji was saying that I have given my valuable time, in fact, Raji ji has given valuable time to me as well as all of us. So we are blessed on this count. And in the last 2 days, while going around the campus, I saw several excellent works that are happening. Maybe there are lots of species of plants which are getting extinct. Daji himself is from pharmaceutical background, but also has strong connect with farms, the agriculture as well. The farm and the pharmacy, they go together hand in hand. And Daji ji has seen to it that by motivating people here, that he is in a position to recreate some of those species which are almost getting extinct. And that's how, whether it is the cell culture lab, higher level of technology being utilized, and then down to earth, planting them, making them survive, giving value-based education, a wonderful school which we moved around. The children there must be enjoying while learning. The new education policy very often talks about this particular phraseology, that children should not get burdened. They should not get stressed when they go to schools. They must feel that every moment they are enjoying and learning. And I found a glimpse of that, although the school was not on because it was a holiday. The principal and some of the teachers took me around, and I saw whether it is artwork, whether it is craft work, whether it is the nature of classes, the computer lab. Everywhere that system was very visible, that had there been children, how they would have been looking at. And even before that, in the morning, in the guest house, we had an exemplary way of blindfolded, knowing about not only written material, but also about various things like solving of the Rubik cube. This is amazing. That means the 5 external sensory organs which we have, we all see, we all hear, we all taste, we all have the sense of touch, the smell. But there is something beyond that which is intrinsic to the soul, and which can communicate, which can see, which can do everything that we do with the external organs, is a thing which many of us did not believe in the past. But when there are practical examples before you, some children of the age of 10, 12, 13 can perform such acts, then we get back into our roots, our ancestral wisdom from the Vedas and Upanishads, where these things were given. And how do we recreate them? How do we make the society happy society? How do we create heartfulness, happiness all around? And that's what every moment I was able to see, sir. So I had a wonderful experience being here. And since Nivedita ji said what all AICT is doing or how it can get connected with the Heartfulness Institute, the campus, we had several meetings. I would like to touch upon 1 or 2 things which are directly relevant. Number 1, quite often when our graduates come out from the colleges and universities, industry talks about they being not employable. They know theoretical knowledge, maybe they are able to reproduce what is written in the books, but they hardly know the connect, the actual application of that knowledge in the real field. And that was one of those things which was always paining us. Secondly, what was being taught in many of the universities and colleges was not up to date. Something which happened in the 19th century, 20th century, as a history we can learn, but we need to learn what is relevant and what is happening today, and that's where industry will come to help. And so we started off with, number 1, revision of the curriculum. Second, whatever is revised, our teachers need to teach that in the classrooms, and therefore faculty development programs called AICT's Training and Learning Academy, Atal Academy, under which several thousands of teachers were being trained in the last 4 years prior to COVID. And COVID gave us challenge as well as an opportunity. We found that in a face-to-face training module or program, we could involve only 50 people, 100 people in one college, university, in a hall, and then train them. But during pandemic, we could open up using Zoom, Microsoft Teams, or whether it is Google Meet, or whether it is WebEx. Simultaneously, 200, 300 teachers could be trained. And we could onboard experts or faculty, not just from the neighboring college or universities, but across the globe, from as west as US and Canada to Europe to as far east as Japan, or we have Australia or New Zealand faculty were onboarded. We had industry people onboarded. So faculty training in these emerging areas of technology which were part of the curriculum now, be it artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, machine learning, robotics, 3D printing, blockchain, augmented reality, virtual reality, cyber security. They are all part of the curriculum, but teachers were trained in that. And we are happy that in the pandemic period, in the first year, we trained nearly 1.5 lakh teachers. In the second year, that is ongoing, we have a target of 2 lakh. We have already crossed 1 lakh. So there may be challenges, there may be difficulties which came because of COVID crisis. But when you convert them into opportunities, you can really do pretty well for the entire humanity and the society. Our another very important area where we need to have collaboration between Heartfulness Institute and AICT is the Student Induction Program and Universal Human Values as a course, which is introduced mandatorily for all students in all the technical institutions. What we said is when students come into a college, they do come from different backgrounds. And in fact, one of the roots of that is also from Hyderabad. IIT Hyderabad Director Dr. Sangal had experimented. Prior to that, IIT Delhi. Prior to that, also some other institutions. We took sum and substance from all of them and made a program called Student Induction Program of 3 weeks duration. I'll again repeat, students come from all variety of backgrounds in the colleges. Some of them from very poor background, some from well-to-do families. Some come from cities, metros, some come from absolutely remote rural areas, tribal areas. Some students in the institute come from English medium, convent educated. Some of them come from Telugu, Tamil, Marathi, Kannada, Bengali. And in the first 1 or 2 days, the start of the classes, we found that students get alienated, because some of them from those poor background, those who are from rural tribal areas, those from non-English medium, those who are poor, they somehow get left out, although they are very bright. They have as much a good heart in them, as much capability, capacity, but it is lost because they feel that they are not for this particular education. And some of them from English medium schools will answer to the faculty member when a question is asked in English, and these people think that I am no good. And some of them lead to further spiral of negativity, and therefore relating each one of them to each other, making them to collaborate with each other was a very fundamental principle which we adopted. We wanted to make all students realize that every student is divine. Like Swami Vivekananda used to often say that each human being is divine. We need to only explore, bring it out. And therefore, a student from rural tribal area or from a non-English medium has so much talent in him which a city dweller may not be knowing. A person from a very well-to-do background may not be knowing. how you collaborate, learn from each other something which you do not know with each other. That is the spirit which we want to imbibe. Along with this, of course, yoga, meditation, so that we inculcate values. We get excellent speakers to come and speak to students. And those 3 weeks should be such that they gel with each other together. They start owning the campus. And subsequently, we found in such campuses, there is found to be no problem at all. There may be certainly some issue in the hostel, somewhere in the classroom, some light is not burning, water is leaking. Now, they will not complain, but they will try to solve the problem. They become problem solvers rather than problem creators. I think this is a simple mechanism of 3 weeks where intense interaction between the teacher and the students, the ownership that they receive from out of that has become a magical one. And that is where we want organizations like Heartfulness Institute with their volunteers, their ambassadors, wherever they are in whichever region, surrounding colleges, they must be able to go there during that 3-week interact so that the life's journey beyond of the students will be motivated, inspirational, spiritual, and that's what is very important for our nation today. Because a nation which gave spirituality, which gave the whole world the knowledge. Yesterday also I was referring to Gurukula system, or whether it is Takshila and Nalanda. The first universities of the world were all created in this land. And there was no ban on anyone to go and earn this education. Men and women of any caste, they were all allowed. Unfortunately, during some period of invasions and becoming cocooned, we lost some of that. We need to regenerate that. And that is another area of research, delving back into the roots, our philosophies, whether it is our scriptures. How do we not only understand them, interpret them in the right perspective in today's world? Because unless you relate them to today's world, the benefits of that to today's world, what is the future that is in store to us, I think a young generation will not listen to us. And therefore, to take young generation along with us, we need to do research from unearthing the knowledge that is there embedded deep down in the Vedic times to now, and then make it relevant. And that's why all the research that for sustenance of environment, those species which are likely to be extinct being regenerated here, I think these are small examples which will motivate students to take up such tasks wherever they are. And wherever they do jobs later, whether they go to a corporate world, whether they become entrepreneurs, whether they become government servants, they will have this in their heart that I must contribute back to the society from where we learned, or whatever I got. And I should not go creating a planet which is a place worse than what I received, but a better planet than I received from my parents and grandparents. Because for the last 7-8 generations, we have spoiled it enough. It will take another 8 generations to recreate to the same level, same value systems. Probably there is a long way to go, but a seed has to be sown today, and only then it will grow into a big plant. And these are some of those areas where we certainly will be in a position to work together. Dajiji, yesterday also we were discussing that very fundamental thing is teacher education. Apart from training teachers in that high-tech areas, which are the emerging areas, the most essential part is, what is the role of a teacher? Why is teaching profession one of the noble professions? I think this seed is also to be sown. That's why we have 8-module faculty certification program created for the first time in the world. We are all aware of D.Ed and B.Ed, which is required for school education. Without that, you will not become a regular teacher. But in technical education or higher education, we have nothing. We earn degrees, but we don't connect with our students. We don't know how to deal with students and their problems of today. And therefore, a robust teacher certification program has been evolved, but there are still gaps. And that is where organizations like Heartfulness Institute, which will really enthuse our faculty to the profession for which they have come in, and then deliver to that to the students, and in turn create a new world order which is peaceful, which is happy, And that is the role of the whole humanity. And that is what we expect. And we thank you for providing this opportunity. Your wonderful volunteers and ambassadors have been in touch with me. We have been discussing these issues. I'm sure in the next couple of months, we will certainly be able to come together to do something which is very concrete in the sector of education. Thank you very much. Namaskar, pranam, sir.
Starting in 1945 in the bylanes of Shahjahanpur, Uttar Pradesh, India, the Heartfulness movement has now spread to all corners of the globe. In this series, we are introducing you to Heartfulness centers across the world. Today, we will go to the heart of Western India, to a beautiful city called Pune, about 150 kilometers away from Mumbai. In Pune, we have been gifted with 2 centers of light. One is a meditation center located in Nanded city. And the other is the Pune Retreat Center of Excellence, located at Panchit, on the outskirts of Pune. Nanded Meditation City is a green oasis in the middle of a modern concrete city, which is home to nearly 50,000 inhabitants. The facilities at the meditation center include a children's room, library, kitchen, and of course, a meditation hall. The Pune Retreat Center of Excellence is situated overlooking the reservoir of Khadakwasla Dam. The facility includes a meditation hall, kitchen and dining area, dormitory blocks, and there is a large library block where nearly all of the Heartfulness literature in various languages is available for reading to the visitors. We have 2 types of visitors at the retreat: those who come on a retreat and those who come for overnight weekend stay as part of the Connect programs organized for corporate institutions, colleges, schools, as well as volunteer training programs. Organic vegetables are grown at the retreat center. They are tended with such love and care that it reflects in the taste of the food prepared in the kitchen. In addition, the retreat center also has a nursery where different types of potted plants are grown. Pune-based doctors from the Heartfulness team regularly visit the retreat center to provide free medical treatment to people in the surrounding villages. The serenity and peace of the retreat center can only be experienced by staying there. While the retreat center has been shut down during COVID, we expect it to open soon as the government restrictions are lifted.